Happy New Year, fam! What's up? So, I do not have a light, but I do have a mic. So, let me know if the mic is working. And if we need light, I can put on a light. But I was thinking it was pretty sunny outside and I didn't need it. But that could just be me. um, let's see. Maybe if we put this one on, that helps a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to last the whole hour though, because I think that light might need to be charged. So we'll see. Hey, 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 Happy New Year. Happy New Decade. Happy New Year. Happy New Decade. Okay, I just realized I have a smudge on my glasses, so let me clean those. That way I can actually see the screen. I really need to start filming these lives on my tablet. Not filming because I'm not filming, it's live. But I need to start doing them on my tablet so I can have a bigger screen. I don't know why I do that. And every time I start one, I say, oh, shoot, I meant to do the tablet. Every time I start one, I say that. Oh, shoot, I should have did the tablet. See, the mohawk sides need to be faded again, but you know, it is what it is. Happy New Year. All right, so many people jumping on. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up before you jump on, guys. I know some of you reserve that thumbs up for later because you might not like the video. Anyway, we only have an hour. I don't really have anything to really talk about except a couple things I'm thinking about for the new year and the channel and the family. But whatever. Other than that, it's just a free for all. Have fun. Let's just celebrate for an hour. Honestly, I have to go to bed after this. I already have my pajamas on under my hoodie, got my PJs. You can't see the bottoms. Well, actually you did when I stood up, you saw the bottoms. Anyway, so I do have to work tonight. So legit, we're only going to be on here till 2 p.m. Eastern. So that's why I put the end time on the social media if you saw that. Okay, guys? I have to go to sleep so I can work tonight. I'm assuming that everyone can hear me just fine because no one has said anything. I am wearing my mic. I haven't worn a mic in a long, long time, but I don't want to be too loud because I'm in the parking lot of the Planet Fitness where I work. Therefore, I don't want to be loud in projecting my voice because I don't need passersby being like, what's going on in that van? Because where I'm parked is on the end. So unless they, for some reason, have to walk on this side of my van, which they shouldn't because there's a median strip right here. They don't know I'm sitting in the van. The back, the windows in the behind the two front seats, the curtains behind the two front seats are open, but my windshield cover is up, so they can't legit see in here. So I don't know why I told you all that. Anyway, I just did. I decided last minute to make a smoothie because, like I said, I am going to bed after this, and I was like hecka hungry. So I'm going to drink this smoothie on camera, FYI, just so you know. I'm about to do it. I am. This is banana, golden kiwi, and blueberry. So the skins, whenever you do a fruit with skins like that, blueberries and sometimes the blackberries and stuff, you see the skins on it. So anyway, that's good. Banana's just really strong. And I really was not a fan of bananas in my smoothies at all. When I would go to smoothie places, I would be like, give me a half a banana, give me half the amount of banana you normally give. Because banana just overpowers the whole smoothie, in my opinion. But bananas are cheap as heck. So I've been using them a lot in my smoothie. So I'm getting used to the banana taste in the smoothie. And I'm starting to be able to find the other flavors like as I'm swallowing or aftertaste of the other flavors. Because you really can't taste. I didn't put very many blueberries in here as I normally would because you can tell it's not like purple. Normally I put so many blueberries in there that it's purple. The smoothie itself is purple or even black kind of color because I love blueberries. So I'll just put a bunch of blueberries in there, but I don't have a whole lot of blueberries left. And I want to make another smoothie to take with me to work, or usually I pack the fruit with me and make a smoothie to take with me to work because when I get off at 6 a.m., I normally work out. I either do an hour of cardio or I do an hour of cardio and then an hour of the 30-minute circuit. So I do the 30-minute circuit twice to make it an hour. So today is cardio and 30-minute circle. Well, tomorrow morning is. So I'll bring the fruit with me. I will clean this out when I'm done, after I get off this live, I'll clean this out because I'll be done with it. And then I'll take this blend jet in with me, plus my fruit cleaned and ready to go. And then in the morning when I get off work, like about 5 o'clock in the morning, I'll dump everything in, do my smoothie. I get off at 6 a.m. and then I'll hit the treadmill. That's what I've been doing pretty much every day. Because legit, I do not want to fall asleep when I get off work. If you think about it, when you work a regular like 9 to 5 or 11 to 7 or whatever, you don't normally come home from work and go to sleep. You do whatever chores you have to do around the house. You eat your dinner, you watch a little TV, and then you go to bed. So I do the same thing. Just because I get off at 6 in the morning, I do the exact same thing. I work out for an hour to 2 hours. I straighten up the van, which usually is always straight, so it's not a whole lot of straightening, but I'll wipe down surfaces. I will, if I have a bag of cedar chips or litter or whatever in my potty, I usually dump that at night before I go into work, but if I happen to leave one in there, I'll dump that. I will sweep my little rug. I don't leave dishes in the sink, so there's normally not any dishes in the sink, but I'll just do a little tidying up in the vehicle, in the van. And then if I have any errands to run, like hit the grocery store or do laundry, which I did yesterday, or anything, fill propane tank, whatever, anything like that. And then that's what I'll do when I get off work. And then I try and sit in this seat. I try not to go back into the bed until it's time to go to bed. So I'll sit in this seat. I'll either journal or read. Not reading so much. Don't lie, Crystal. Don't lie in the new year. I'm not reading as much as I want. But I will journal, or I'll sit and just think about some things, or I'll film a video. If it's time to film a video, I'll film a video. I check my water, make sure it's full, because now I can fill my 1-gallon jugs in the gym, because you guys know my regular sink water is just like tap water. It's not that big of a deal. My drinking water, I usually try and buy either spring water or distilled. I've kind of been going back and forth because I don't always want to go to Walmart. And a lot of times I can't find distilled water in Aldi. They just have spring water or purified drinking water. So I haven't been able to do just distilled water, and alkaline water is too expensive. So I can't do that. Anyway, all that to say, I try and stay up till 2 p.m. if I can. A lot of times I'm not staying up till 2 p.m. I'm only staying up till maybe noonish and falling asleep. So it's okay. I only usually need or get around 5 to 6 hours of sleep. I really don't want to get up until 8 p.m. That's why I try and push it to 2 p.m. to go to sleep. But a lot of times I end up falling asleep before 2 p.m., especially on days when I don't have a lot going on. Yeah, I just don't have a lot going on. So it is what it is. Cheers. Thank you, Ms. V, for that reminder. Put all questions in caps with an emoji. So I'm just going to scroll back through. Most everyone's saying Happy New Year's. So I don't think I missed any questions. If I did, please do it again. Thank you, Clarity and Miss V, for moderating for me for this hour. Mwah, I love you guys so much. I wish I was with you. Yes, Shar is right. I am still in the East at this time. Yep, still in the East. And there's a video coming up soon about my long-term plans. So I might not get into those too much in this video, because I think that video is coming on Saturday, I believe. So if not Saturday, then Tuesday, you're getting that video about my long-term plans for myself, not for the channel. So a couple of things I want to talk about for the channel are the book club. I really want to start the book club. I'm thinking about, if you did the book club with me previously, then you know we already read The Alchemist. However, I think it's a really good read, and a lot of people did not read it. And it's a really cheap price on Amazon. I also have the link I'll be sharing when I do the video for the book club, where you can hear it read out loud here on YouTube as an audiobook for free. And if you sign up for a free 30 days of Audible, you can get it for free and then just cancel before it bills your account. Just saying. Also, it's available in most library apps. The Alchemist is either in digital download or audio. So everyone should be able to get their hands on The Alchemist. I personally think I'm going to buy the paperback because it's one of those books that I want to have in my future library that I will reference back to many times. I think it's a great book to read several times in your life, to be honest with you, and to refer back to when you need just a little inspiration. It's an inspiring book, in my opinion. So I think we're going to start off the book club with The Alchemist. So you guys are hearing it first live, and those watching the replay, there will be a short video probably in the middle of the week, not your regular normal video, but just a short little video in the next week or so, saying that we're going to start with that book. So you guys have an early chance to get your hands on it now before that video even comes out. So yeah, we're going to do The Alchemist. I have decided. Also, just a little more business for the channel. I want to do a Q&A. I'm hoping to do something like once a month or so, but I definitely want you guys to email me your questions. So far, I have one question emailed to me, so I'll start next month off with that. But I want to do a monthly or maybe twice a month Q&A where I answer a very direct question, and that's all the video is about. So it'll probably be a little bit shorter video, 3 to 5 minute video where I just answer that one question and that's it. But a lot of you have very specific questions that can't be found in my general videos, or it's something that was answered so long ago that maybe you have not seen that video. So answering a specific question can help out other new members of the family as well. And speaking of new members of the family, welcome to all the new family members. Hi, guys. As a new subscriber, you are part of the Fanner family. Yay! Happy New Year, newbies. So we didn't hit 20,000 for 2020, which I was hoping to wake up this morning and be like, we at 20K, but we didn't. That's okay. We're still going to get those 20,000 in 2020. So I'm still going to use my hashtag 20K for 2020 because the year's not over. It's just beginning. We got big things going to happen for the family, for the channel, for me, and for you. Okay, guys? All right, let me go back and answer some questions. Hi, how are you? Please say hi to Mr. J. He loves your channel. Okay, Laura. Hi, Mr. J. Stephanie wants to know, do you ever meet up with local van lifers? So yes, there will be some meetups happening here in Virginia, possibly one in Maryland and possibly one in North Carolina, but probably not until the early to mid spring, just because it's too cold right now. I might do some Virginia ones during the winter, some impromptu last minute kind of things at a library, at a coffee shop, at a diner, at a restaurant, something like that. Maybe. So yes, I do tend to meet up with people who live this lifestyle or are very interested in this lifestyle. Now, if you happen to be in the Northern Virginia area and you want to reach out to me to meet one-on-one in a public setting, I'm down for that. Email me. That's something that would have to happen off platform. I'm very down for that. I have a couple of days off during the week sometimes, so we can figure out what works. Maybe that if you're an early bird, that would be great. That'd give me something to do in the morning. We can always meet for tea/coffee. So yeah, I'm down for that. But shoot me an email if you're trying to do like a one-on-one type thing and not something that's specific to a meetup that I plan on doing later on. Can someone drop my email in the comments section? It's crystal@crystalvanner.com. Bediva wants to know about safety. First of all, I have no fear for my safety, so maybe that's that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying. I don't feel more or less safe in a van than I did in my rental apartments or rental townhouse. So yeah, just what I would do there. I don't carry a firearm. I have toyed with the idea of getting one, but I'm not so sure I can get one considering my mental health status is in my medical record. So I don't know if that's something that's checked. And I don't know if I really want to have a firearm in my vehicle without having a way to lock it, because I don't have a lockbox. So that's probably something I'll think about once I can figure out where I could put a lockbox to lock it up. But I do have a little taser. It's up front, so I'm not going to reach up there and get it. But I do have a little taser, and I have knives. So that's about it. Oh, Catherine's there. Hey, Catherine. Thanks for helping. Shar says, thank you. Been wanting to get into the Alchemist. Oh, great. How do you spell the book title? Oh, it's right there on the screen. Alchemist. So Alchemist. So like chemist, I guess, right? Yeah. Laura wants to know, where do you park to sleep? Are you stealth camping? I am stealth camping to a certain extent. All of my coworkers know that I live in my van, and it proves to be very helpful because this morning the opening crew did not have a key to open up because yesterday we closed at 2 p.m. for New Year's Eve and then opened at 6 p.m. Unfortunately, the people who opened this morning did not have a key to the door, but I do, because we come in Sunday nights at 11:30 to open up at midnight for Mondays. We are a 24/5 gym, not a 24/7 gym. Some Planet Fitnesses are 24/7, meaning they're open 24 hours, 7 days a week. Some are 24/5, meaning they're only open 24 hours for 5 days out of the week, and then they have weekend hours. We are 24/5. So I was close enough that I could just run over here in my PJs, drive over here, open up the gym for them, and now I'm still in the parking lot from this morning. No big deal. So I am stealth camping. So where I was parked, it was in a neighborhood area, but it was very close by. Fire wants to know, is there a free audio copy of The Alchemist on YouTube? Oh, there is. Yes, there is. And I will put the link to that when this video is done, when we're done processing, when YouTube is done. When I get off the live, YouTube processes the video and makes it replayable. So what I'll do is while it's processing, I'll grab the link and drop it in the description box of this video and in a comment of this video. And I will also put it next week or the week after when I announce the book for everyone in a separate book club video. I will also put the link there as well. So yes, you can. It's still available. I checked yesterday and it is still available for free to listen to. It's like 3 hours and 20 minutes or something to listen to, but you can break it up. You ain't got to sit there and listen to the whole thing. I personally am just going to get the book. I think it's on Amazon for like $7 or $8, less than $10. I just want to get the book because, like I said, we read the book before. I love the book. And it's one of those books that I want to reference back to. I'm one of those weird people that highlights in their book, that underlines in their book, that takes notes in the margin of their books. I'm one of those people. So having actual books just helps me. Happy New Year to all those jumping on. Thank you, Clarity, for dropping the email. Hey, Judy, thanks for coming in and moderating. We're going to get off at 2 o'clock just for those jumping on, because I have to go to bed for work tonight. So whatever time it is right now for you, I have 1:18-ish or something like that. So we're going to be getting off at 2 p.m. So I did put the start and end time on social media so people would know that I'm only going to be on here for an hour. And if you're jumping in late, that's okay. The replay will replay afterwards. Okay, here's a question. Oh, okay, nope, that's not a question. That's a reminder to do the Hey, Mr. G, another moderator. Thank you for the info. So mental illness for gun ownership limitations are for those who's had a 5150. Well, I should be good. Never had a 5150. So there it is. I still don't think I'm going to get a firearm though. Yay. Francisca highlights in her books also. My highlighter choices are yellow and pink. Yellow is just for good info you want to reference back. Pink is for like, that really spoke to my spirit, my soul, my brain, my heart, whatever. And then I take notes in the margin. I usually put a date and then whatever notes so I can see, like if I were to read the book today, January 1st, or 1/1/20, blah, 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 whatever notes, because sometimes things speak to you at a specific season of life. And it's nice to just look back and see where you were and what journey you were on and how that might speak to you at that point in time. But when you go back through the book and read it, something else really pops out to you because you're in a different season of life. So I just like that. Hi, Shay. Happy New Year to you, sis. I cannot wait to finally meet you. I'm not sure how much more time you have over there. FYI, thank you for serving our country, Shea, and all other active duty veterans. And rest in peace and thank you for those who have lost their lives serving this country. So Shea is one of those people. I told Clarity and Ms. V this in a private text message, but I'm going to share it. I'm going to get all mushy, you guys. There is a short list of people that I would not have made it through 2019 without. And Shay's, Clarity, and Miss V are on that list. They're just some folks that made 2019 bearable, tolerable, fun, happy, exciting, adventurous, loving. I think I probably, in my van life journey from starting from 2015 to now, I probably grew the most in 2019 with the help of some people just becoming family to me, like legit becoming family to me. 2019 really started to go bad for me in the middle of the year. And without certain people in my life, I don't think I would have made it to the end of 2019, to be honest with you, without having a complete and utter nervous breakdown. There were folks that I were able to call and say everything that I wanted to say without fear of judgment, without fear of feeling stupid or dumb or idiotic. And they just kind of talked me off ledges. So thank you to you guys. You know who you are. Judy's one of them too. You know who you are. I'm not going to get into everybody's name, but yeah, it's a short list of people. So anyway. Laura wants to know, can we send you something? Is Patreon best or PayPal? So I'm going to have an upcoming video talking about Patreon and some other things when it comes to money. I know the trolls are going to be, so it's taking me a while to figure out how to do that video because trolls just come out whenever I mention money. I am working a full-time job, looking for another part-time job. That will be another video for later. But yeah, so if you want to do a one-time gift, PayPal is probably better. If you want to do something ongoing, like $1 a month for the next year coming into this new year, so that's $12 for the year, Patreon is best. If you want to do like an ongoing thing, say I want to just commit to $1 a year for this year of 2020, perfect. That's the best thing to do for me on an ongoing thing. Of course, you're able to give more than that dollar if you want, but I always just say $1. You know, everyone can usually come up with $1 a month. That's like, you know, sofa cushion change right there. Anyway, so yeah, depends on what you want to do. If you want to do a one-time gift, then PayPal's fine. If you want to do an ongoing thing, $1 a month on Patreon is probably the best thing to do. So it just depends on your circumstances, you know, what it is you're trying to do. And that's all I'm going to say about money. Shea says, I will be back first quarter of 2020. Hugs. Yay. I'll see you then. Don't forget to email me. Only visiting? Okay, I hope I can squeeze in a visit, okay? Happy New Year, flash in your pan. Ed. Let's see. I know, Auntie Catherine, I know you are definitely on the list of people who, Auntie Catherine is constantly checking on me. Even if I forget to text back, she's always texting me to check on me, to let me know where her and Uncle Homer are. So yes, Auntie Catherine, you're definitely on my list. I know you, I can call you anytime, day or night. I know that. So, yeah. Somebody said CVS can get distilled water. Oh, good to know. Did not know that. I really don't ever shop at, hey, Susan, I never really shop at CVS because it's weird. I never really use CVS until unless I was on medication, pharmacy. So I don't really go into CVS for other things, really just for the pharmacy. And near here, there's a drive-through CVS pharmacy. So if I ever were to get a prescription, I would probably just go through the drive-through and do it. So I don't know, just weird. What else? Life's just crazy right now. So much going on. I know everything is going to be crazy for this new year. I have so many ideas in my head, but it's just a matter of writing them down and tailoring them and deciding what's going to work. If you are a Patreon patron, you'll probably help me in that process as far as figuring out some ideas. And I know most of you are like, oh, just whatever you want to do, but I legit need help. I legit need help with ideas. So I love it that you guys say whatever you want to do, we support you. But I also really want you to dig deep and say, I really am not interested in that, or I really like it if you do this, because it really helps me decipher from all the many ideas floating into my head to be like, okay, so I need to bring down this and amp up this. I know you guys like cooking videos, and someone mentioned that in a comment before that, just do some cooking videos. That'll help your channel grow. But legit, I feel like it would be so fake and phony because I don't legit cook. I live for real on smoothies and salad and oatmeal. Like those are my go-tos. Like when I tell y'all I don't cook and don't like to cook, this is my life. I drink like a smoothie once or twice a day. I get a salad from the grocery store, a bag salad, dump it in my big bowl, eat that. And if I get hungry again later in the day, I just fire up the cooktop, boil some water, and have some oatmeal. Like legit, that's all I eat. I do not like to cook. One, it gets kind of extra hot in the van because you have to turn it up a little more. And two, it's just no fun cooking for one person. So like the other day I bought some, I have potatoes left over. And so I got some yellow squash. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to make potatoes and squash. I don't have an onion because I'm like, they don't have any little teeny onions. I don't want a big old onion. My refrigerator's still not able to work yet because I don't have my bigger battery. So it's like, they don't have a little teeny onion. I don't want to get this huge onion and then throw half of it away because I'm not going to use it again in time. That's just me. I do have some minced onions, but that's not the same. Although that's what I'm going to use. But like potatoes and onions and stuff, sauteing the onions, red onion, throw the potato in there. Like that's yummy to me. It's steam that little squash. That's good eating to me. But cooking for one is not fun to me. Not that I like cooking anyway, but doing it for one really sucks. Butterfly says, I am a seafood, soups, fruit, and vegetable type person. Mr. G wants to know if I have a financial goal before getting back on the road. That is an excellent question. I do have a financial goal, but I can't really completely set my financial goal in stone until I get the repairs done to the van, because that's going to be the first thing that needs to be done. So that's probably going to lessen the amount of money that I can actually have saved. So the daytime part-time job didn't work out. They really didn't have a client for me. So, and it pisses me off because I gave up 2 other opportunities. You guys know I had 4 jobs in total come through. So I gave up 2 other daytime opportunities that I could have been working this whole time. And they want to piecemeal to me, like be on call for when people go on vacation. And I don't want that. I want my own client that's like 3 or 4 days a week. So that didn't really pan out for me. So I'm really only working the Planet Fitness job right now, but I am pursuing and looking for something that's 3 or 4 days a week. My problem is I have very specific hours and days, just because I don't want to run myself ragged. So it's hard enough getting my body on this night shift. And luckily, it's fairly easy. It's cleaning. I like to clean, so that's not a big issue to me. But it's just there are so many hours of downtime that makes me tired. If it was just consistent, and I find myself re-cleaning things just to pass the time or cleaning things that we really don't have to clean just to pass the time, because legit, it can be boring in the wee hours. Like I said, it's 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So probably around 3 o'clock in the morning is when we are just like, okay, there's really nothing else to do. We just kind of look at each other like there's really nothing else to do for the next 3 hours. We've done everything. And then that's when I start like going off script and cleaning things that we legit don't have to clean but once a week, or the day shift cleans. Sometimes I clean things that they're supposed to clean. So it's just like, it gets cleaned twice. Oh, well, whatever. But yeah, so to answer that question about the financial goal, I do have a financial goal. I would love to have like 3,000 to 5,000 in my pocket when I leave here, but I know I can't say that in full until these repairs are done on the van. I have another, I'm going to get the diagnostic done Friday to actually get that list. So the first repair was done, and because that repair was causing codes to come up that were false, we had to do that repair before we could do any diagnostics. So now Friday I go and get the engine diagnostic and the transmission diagnostic so we can decide what is a legit issue, make our list, and then I can decide what we're going to do next. So basically every payday, every 2 weeks, I will be going to the shop and getting something done until the list is done. Once that list is done and she's good to go, or he's good to go, I still haven't figured out the sex of the van yet, or decided on a name. I know you guys have been waiting a long time. I got this van in June, and I still haven't named it. I need to do that. I need to set that down as a goal for 2020, probably by the end of this month, to just name this van and be done with it. And just decide on the name so it and I can bond as one. So yeah, I want to get all my repairs done, and then I can say, okay, now I can start focusing on saving, because right now I can't save until the repairs are done. Shea says van life side by side, live interviews and tours. So I can't do live interviews or tours because there's no one else living in a van in this area. So I'm not traveling. That's something that will happen once I'm back on the road. Yeah, so unfortunately I can't give you those things. I'm sorry. I wish I could, but I can't. Definitely am not doing any babysitting, but thanks for the suggestion. Turquoise wants to know, how long have I lived in a van and do I like it? So I'm just going to be very brief with that answer, because you can go into my channel playlist and find a video called My Story, and you can see my channel trailer video, which is something for 2020 on my goals that I plan to update. But I've been living in a van since August 27th of 2015, and yes, I do like it. So that's your brief answer, because we only have about 20-some minutes left on this live. Bonnie, hey, praying that I can find a van and start renovation, eventually get out of sticks and bricks and on the road. Well, we are going to claim that for you for 2020. Bonnie's going to get her van. Auntie Catherine says, try barbecue green onions. What is barbecue green onions? They are 3 to a bunch. They are light green onions. I like them better. Okay, I will try it. Miss Purple says you can use shallots in place of onions. Shallots are usually small. Oh, good idea. You know, I never think about the shallots, but yeah, you're right. I could do that. Gigi's van escape. Are part-time van dwellers welcome at your meetups? No one in my circle is in the lifestyle. I would love to meet friends on the road while traveling. Of course, I'm willing to meet with people who are not even in a van. If this is a lifestyle you're pursuing, or you just have some questions about it before you take the jump, that's fine with me. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for the reminder of hitting that thumbs up button. We have 129 watching, only 64 thumbs up. If you're watching on your device in landscape mode, turn it in portrait. You should be able to see the thumbs up, or hit the X in one of these corners and exit out of the live, hit the thumbs up and come right back. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. It helps the channel. My world also finds it hard to cook for one. Judy says, got it. I'll pay you to work with me in Arizona full time. Thanks, Judy. Okay, Clarity's talking to someone else. Thanks, Bonnie. Hey, Miss M, Happy New Year. Um, hey, you did not sell your van. Good for you. Get on back out there. Thank you, James. I am back out there. Um, Miss M says, I've had my ring for 3 years. No name has come to me yet, so it's still nameless. I have two names I've been toying with. I like them both. One is a little more personal. One was given to me by a suggestion in a comment of a subscriber. So I just haven't decided which one fits the vehicle. Like, I think I think it's because we haven't traveled together yet. Maybe that's why we don't have, I don't have a name for it yet. I haven't quite traveled in it yet. And yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but something about this van, it hasn't spoken to me quite yet as far as its name and gender. So, dehydrated onions. Okay, that's a good suggestion. Have you tried getting on with a temp agency? Yeah, so that's kind of the same thing with the temp agency. They're going to piecemeal work to me. I want to know that every week I have these set hours because I have to plan my sleeping and my activities and stuff around my schedule. I'm not one of those people that likes up in the whim too much. I'm very much a type A. I like structure. I like rules when it comes to certain things. Now, I'm very much laid back. East Coast me and West Coast me are very different people. East Coast me is very tense, unfortunately, because just being here on the East Coast makes me tense. Um, my bipolar tends to pop up a lot more. My highs and lows are here more. My hyperactivity, my insomnia kicks up a little bit more. The tension in my body happens more in the East Coast, especially now that I'm working a real sticks and bricks type job and not like an online job. So yeah, East Coast me is very different than West Coast me. West Coast me is way more relaxed, way more go with the flow, unless there's just specific things you have to do and you just have to say, okay, today we have to get XYZ done. Like West Coast me still is rigid about doing laundry every week. So some people let it go, some people wait 2 weeks. I can't do that. One, I don't have a ton of clothes, and two, I don't like my laundry basket just getting fat and full. It's just nasty to me, and I don't like odors. I have a very sensitive nose, so I don't like odors. Not that my clothes stink because I don't wear them to the point of them being funky, but you know, dirty clothes are just going to have, you know, a not fresh smell to them. So every 5 to 7 days, I must do laundry. That's just me. So in some ways, I'm still very much type A-ish on the West Coast, but I'm also very loose. For legit guys, I haven't had any wine or anything. You guys know that I love some wine, you know, every once in a while, at least once or twice a month. I haven't had wine for months now, just because I'm not trying to get a knock on the door and have wine on my breath or, you know, miss a knock because I had a little too much wine or something like that. So yeah, East Coast and West Coast me are very, very different. So I don't like my schedule up in the air like that while working a job. Like when I'm working a job, I need to know, okay, I work this job Sunday through Thursday night, 10 to 6. When I get off on these days, I'm going to this job from these hours. Like I need to have a little more structure. So I don't really want to do a temp agency. Thanks, Blue Butterfly. You can watch the replay later. Thanks for joining us. Happy New Year. All right, I think I may have missed something, so type it again. I'm scrolling back, so I'm behind you guys in answering questions. Flash in Your Pants says, for me at Susan Hamilton, it is to be able to follow the weather and prospect. Honest, that's pretty cool. I would love that. Okay, guys. Hey, Uncle Homer. What's up? So the Aldies job, because they need it, because I applied to be, oh, my light just went out. I applied to be a shelf stocker or stock the shelves. They wanted someone that could be there at 5 a.m. And I don't get off till 6 a.m. So the actual store manager was willing to work with me and just added another hour onto my end time so I could still get the 5 hours she wanted. She wanted 5 hours, not 8, because it was part-time. But her boss said no. So that's what happened to the Aldi's job. However, I do see that they have a sign out that they're looking for associates, which I'm assuming is cashiers. So I'm probably going to go online and apply again. And then I have her cell number and I'm going to just text her and say, hey, I've applied again for the cashier job. Do you have anything that can start around 7 in the morning? So that way I can still do a quick workout in the mornings, take a shower, change my shirt, whatever, something like that. Or even do something like 9 to 2. I could do a 9 to 2. That way I could still work out, eat something, change clothes, all that. So we'll see what happens with that. Excuse me. Gail is saying something about an unarmed security guard. I kind of don't want something that's going to have me on my feet after being on my feet all night at this job. So I with my joint condition, I don't want to tempt fate with that and end up injuring myself because it does not take much. I mean, both my meniscus or menisci, how do you pronounce that? I don't know. I've torn both meniscus from just walking basically. So, one, I was on my knees cleaning the tub and it just tweaked. My knee just shifted and my whole meniscus tore. And that's the one I had to have surgery on. The other one, I was walking at work and pivoted to turn around and tore the other meniscus. So I don't want to be on my feet for my next job, which is why I went with the senior care job, because that's not really something you have to be standing for the whole time. All these cashiers sit down in a chair, so that would be easy. I was willing to do the stocking, even though that is on your feet, but it was legit only like 4 hours. So anyway. Mr. G misses our adventures. Thank you, Clarity, for the reminders. Kim says you need to bring back Freaky Fridays in 2020. So the issue with Freaky Fridays is the same reason I'm keeping my voice lowered right now. I'm stealth parking. So for me to do Freaky Fridays on the side of the road or in a Planet Fitness parking lot with all the lights on does not exude stealth. So that's probably not going to happen until I'm back on the road, or if I can take an occasional Friday and go down to North Carolina once the van is able to sustain that trip, then because I'm off Friday nights and Saturday nights, so I could definitely take a trip down to North Carolina and we can do a monthly Freaky Friday while I'm in the backyard of Mr. P and Miss K's. So we could definitely do that once the van again is, first couple of repairs are done and it's able to make that trip. I don't want a chance messing stuff up and taking it that far. Okay, Mr. Fun. I've worn glasses since I was 4, so I'm glad I look good in them. Shay's is saying, oh, virtual side-by-side interviews. Oh, I see what you're saying. That's probably something. We could use the Zoom app. Yep, you are so right. So I've got about 15, 16 minutes or so. Believe Yourself says, let's do a chat over the phone about a variety of topics. You can go live. I'm not sure what you're saying. So maybe send me an email with some more details than what we can do in this live chat. So crystal@crystalvanner.com. Email me any suggestions. I will definitely look at them. Hey, Jim. Happy New Year to you. Again, I always say this when they jump on video call-in show. Jim runs a live call-in show that is super, super fun and super, super cool. If you guys are ever in the evenings looking for something to jump on live, and he's live every single time, and you can actually be on the Zoom app live with him on a variety of topics. So jump over there and get on his lives. They're really, really, really fun. Even if all you do is stay in the chat and chat around for a little bit. What else? Happy New Year, Victoria. Victoria is another one of those people on my list. You'll have to watch the replay, Victoria, to see what I'm talking about, my list. Let's see. Has anyone made it to Ghana for a year of return? January is the end of the first part of the initiative. That would have been an awesome thing to do, huh? All right, so I am so far behind here. There's a lot of side conversation. Someone wants to know what type of van. Chris, My Life Matters says through Chick Clarity is saying what type of van is best for full-timer. I cannot give you that advice. No one can honestly give you that advice. And don't let anyone lie to you and tell you what van is best for a full-timer. I'm telling you right now, that's some bull. Because everyone's needs and wants and bank account and pocketbook are different. So you have to get the biggest van, one that you can afford, that you can drive, and that you feel comfortable in all settings, or you think you're going to feel comfortable in all settings, whether that means you are living and working in one city. So you might want something that's going to fit in a parking space, a regular parking space, and not look too much like an RV. Or if you're going to be going completely BLM the whole time, maybe you do want to wait and get a Class C or something like that. Because a Class C, for the most part, they are Ford E350 vans with the RV body. So it's a van, basically. Don't let anyone tell you ProMaster is best, the Transit is best, the high top E150 is best, or the Chevy or the GM. That's bull, to be honest with you. You have to get what's best for you, your lifestyle that you plan on living, and your bank account, because not everyone can afford a Transit or ProMaster or what have you. Now, if you've got thousands of dollars, go for it. Get one of the big boys. You know what I'm saying? But for legit, for the most part, in real life people, not Instagram van lifers, we really can't afford those kinds of vans. No one has 5 to 10 grand to drop on a van plus another 5 or 10 to put into a build out. That's just not everybody's story. So that's the best I can answer you that. Happy New Year to everyone. So we've got just over 10 more minutes because remember, I got to go to sleep. I do work tonight. You guys know, maybe some of you don't know, I started this journey in 2015 with the SUV that I already had because I had no money. I had about $300 to my name because I was coming off workman's comp and it was summertime, so I wasn't working any job because I was working in the school. So I had to wait till September and we got paid monthly. So I had to wait a whole month, over a month of living in the van before I had any money. And I only lived in the SUV for maybe 3 months or so. And then I realized this was not going to work. One, it needed a lot of work and I wasn't going to sink money into it anymore. And two, I really wanted a van. So that's when I went on my hunt to find a minivan because I knew I couldn't afford a big van like this because at the time, everything I saw was between $3 and $5 grand and I didn't have it. So I found Nacho Mama's van for $800. And yeah, she needed a lot of work over the almost 3 years I lived in her, but she kept going. She crossed this country. She went from East Coast to West Coast back 2 times. So she was good. Right, exactly. Someone being able to stand in a vehicle might be, better for them. I knew I couldn't afford a high top when I started, so now I have a high top. So it took me 4 years to get here, and it was kind of forced upon me because I had no intentions of selling Cardinal this past summer. That was not on my radar. That was not a plan at all. Trust and believe, because a lot of other YouTubers had people believing that I was fake phony. And that was my plan all along. It was not. I never had a plan to sell Cardinal. I'm not getting into the circumstances that happened. But you know that if you were here for it, you know what happened. That was not even remotely on my radar. Do I plan to vehicle dwell long term? I do. I don't know if that was for me or somebody else. Penta says, on your way to North Carolina, if you got some extra time for a side trip, you can come here and do your Freaky Friday for as long as you need. That's funny. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bonnie says, I have a Kia Soul. If I have to, I'm going to try to start in that. Yeah, I would definitely say try starting in what you have. I do have a video in my playlist of a woman who was in a Kia Soul. So if you want to watch that and see how she had her set up, you can do that. She was in a really small, I think it was a Kia Soul. I'm pretty sure it was a really small vehicle. If not a Kia Soul, something very small like that. Yakim, yeah. I do like van dwelling. It is my lifestyle. That would be like asking someone, do you like living in a house? I do. I don't look at it as van dwelling. This is just my home. That's all. It just happens to be on wheels. That's all. Remember, guys, if you're just jumping on, put the questions in all caps because I tend to skip over some of the, and I know it seems rude, but I'm not being rude because I'm trying to answer the questions. All the little high crystals and niceties, I'm trying to skip over all that. Just know that I am saying hi to everyone that jumps on. I love you. Thank you for supporting. But I'm not going to go and say hi to each individual person. My whole family together for New Year's listening and planning van living or nomading. Yay! That's awesome. That is awesome. So if you're going to do a family, I would suggest maybe working an extra job if you can right now while you're on sticks and bricks to get something a little bigger, because I think that's probably one of the things that people don't realize. If you've got more than one person in your vehicle and you're like, we can just start in something small and grow, you're probably going to not like living nomadically if you start too small. And so you're not going to get a real good image of what this lifestyle could look like for you because you started out as something too small. I would say if you're able to work a second job, both of you, or at least one of you is able to work a second job and save even more money to get like a shuttle bus or a short schoolie or something a little wider and a little longer, or a high top extended length fan, something like that, just to give you a little more room. Because honestly, inches count in a van. They do. And in other things. See where I went there? There's your Freaky Friday. I'm slap happy, y'all. I'm sleepy, okay? I will not be held responsible for anything I say in the next 5-6 minutes. Anyway. Yes, so I am also thinking about getting a hitch put on my vehicle and getting one of those trays from Harbor Freight that's like $99 to put a bin out back, because even having the room that I have, there are still some things that I don't want to see every day. There really are. There are just some things I don't want to see every day. And right now there are some items that I'm trying to sell that are tucked away, under the bed, in the attic, in the front footwell of the passenger seat. Like those things would live perfectly happily out of sight and out of mind in the back until I need, get someone to answer my ad on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace that wants to buy them, because it's not stuff I'm using. That's why I'm selling them. But I would love to have a hitch on the back with one of those, the metal, I don't know what it's called. The thing that goes in the hitch, the little tray, it's metal and it's a tray. So you don't have to have a tag for it because it's not a trailer anyway. it's short. It's like 24 inches, like 2 feet by the 2 feet deep by the same width as the bumper. Anyway, that I'm considering that and putting a bin out there for seasonal stuff and and stuff that I want to get rid of as I start getting rid of stuff. Don't want to get personal, skip over question, but how is that precious G baby? She's good. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you for letting me answer that very briefly. So there's a couple of side conversations going on. Really? Some of you guys are so corny with your pickup lines, or I'm looking like a snack. Really? Dude, I'm almost 50. You're gonna have to come better than that. This is a grown ass woman you talking to. That makes me think that you're probably very young, because I don't think an adult man my age would say that. And if he would, he's not somebody I want to get with. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Who says this is my first live chat with you. I'm building out my van this year and I hope to meet you. Do you stay in Warren area all the time? Normally, no. I'm stationary right now in Virginia. So yes, right now I am. For the last 2 years, I've been traveling a little bit. So yeah. Hey, Shays. Shar says she's had or I'm not sure if Shar is a male or female. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but had 3 different vehicles: van, minivan, RV. Yep, mini, caravan. Ha ha ha. Okay, there you go. Everybody starts out. I don't think anybody stays in the same van they start van life in. Even Bob Wells, I think, has had 3 or 4 vehicles in his career of living in a vehicle. I don't think anyone stays in the same vehicle their whole time living in a vehicle. I think you tend to see what you like, what you don't like, if you need to stand, if you want to stand. Standing wasn't that big of a deal to me. Cardinal was a regular E150 with a regular roof line, and I didn't have any issues with not standing. I do like having, I mentioned this before, I do like having the chair here, stationary, staying here, because it gives me a living room to hang out in. In Cardinal, I was always sitting on my bed, so I ended up always laying down a lot. So it was like, we don't want to do that. We don't want to be laying down. We don't want to be lazy. So I do end up sitting here a lot of times during the day when I'm off work, just chilling, watching, my tablet. I just kind of prop it up, hang it, whatever, somewhere, even sitting in my lap. So yeah. Let's see. A couple more minutes, guys. We're swinging away powerful bed. Okay, Shays. I'll email you sometime this week or so. Never watched this channel before till today. Well, Kaylee, thanks for watching. I've got like almost 900 videos on my channel, so please check out some other videos. Camper Van Calvin says, I plan on going to the RTR. It would be my first time. Your thoughts for me about it? So I can't give anyone any thoughts about RTR, because RTR is going to be 100% different than it has ever been before. So I honestly can't give you any thoughts or ideas. Last year, 2019 was the last year they had it the way they've always had it. So with this whole camping somewhere else and driving over is very, very different. The place they're having it is very, very different. So I can really honestly give you no tips on RTR, because I've never experienced RTR the way they're doing it this year. So my biggest thing to you, I would say, is join one of Bob Wells's caravans. Honestly, go to cheaprvliving.com's forum, find some people. You can post your own thing, leaving from Michigan, looking to go to RTR 2020, anybody want a caravan, and see who answers you. Be very careful though, because anyone can join the forum, so no one can be responsible for your safety but you. So be very, very careful about who you give your info to, who you travel with, having never met them before. Maybe if they're close enough to meet before you travel, meet at a public place and just get a feel or a gut feel for them. Maybe have them look, peek in your rig, you peek in their rig, and make sure they're legit. If they have a YouTube channel or if they have Instagram, maybe kind of stalk them a little bit on social media to make sure they're not cuckoo crazy. So I cannot honestly legit give you any advice for RTR 2020 because it is going to be completely different the way they're having it. So I don't know. I honestly don't know how it's going to work. I have a fear of, a lot of traffic, but that's just going to happen. It's just going to be what it's going to be. So I'm sorry. Mr. G says, let dude shoot his shot. I'm not with you. Cheryl says, I'm 56 thinking about doing it, but I like to buy a van already converted and live in VA also. So finding a van that's already converted might be a little bit hard in Virginia. There are people that will convert a van for you. It's gonna be costly, but to find a van already converted is probably not going to work. You might have to find yourself a Class B RV or a Class C RV, because to find an actual like my van already converted is going to be a little bit harder. So you're going to pay a little more money if you're going to get a type of an RV. Just gotta look. Try RV Trader. Sometimes people put their vans up for sale. I know that, I don't know if she sold it already or not, but I know the young lady, black lady who lived in the red van, she was selling her van. I think it was like 24 grand, 25 grand. It has some conversion in it. I don't think it was completely done, but I know she at least has a bed in there and the insulation I think is done. So maybe doing something that's partially built out. I don't know. Let's see. Cheryl says, I'm watching you, how you do things and come across issues. Thanks for showing us. No problem. Rosalind says, that will cost a lot more than just winning it. I don't know what you mean. That's right, Ms. B. Anyway, what else? I think we're going to be getting off here. What kind of tablet do you have? Do you have separate Wi-Fi for it? So we don't have a lot of time. I said I'd be on for an hour. So I'm going to answer this question and scroll through and get the last couple of questions. So I do have a separate tablet. It is an iPad that was gifted to me by a subscriber last year. And I do have separate Wi-Fi. If you go on my list of videos or even just type in YouTube NetBuddy and then Crystal Vayner, my review video should pop up in the list. So I did a review on NetBuddy. Unfortunately, I had a friend try and get NetBuddy, and NetBuddy is no longer taking any more subscribers because it is a separate Wi-Fi. It is an unthrottled Wi-Fi, which you will not get. I don't care who says what, you will not get unthrottled Wi-Fi with any of the big guys. Verizon won't do it. AT&T won't do it. T-Mobile won't do it. They will say unlimited, but read the fine print, people. They're only going to give you so many gigs before you run into the possibility of being throttled. NetBuddy has never once throttled me, not once. And I'm talking about, I'm someone who leaves Netflix running for hours a day, all night, overnight. I wake up, it says, are you still watching? I hit yes and turn over and go back to sleep. And that junk just plays Star Trek all night long, all day long, whatever. Matter of fact, I'm about to go hit it right now when I go to bed, put that Star Trek on and just have it in my ear in the background while I sleep. That's just the way I do. So I have never once been throttled with NetBuddy. So I'm sorry they're not taking any more subscribers. They're at their max capacity, and it's because they don't throttle. They can only have so many people signed up for the service. So you have to check back often to see, if anyone has dropped the service or if they're opening up again for more subscribers to their service. So honestly, I'm going to direct you back again to Bob Wells. He's the guru of van life. He has done so many videos with his friend about Wi-Fi, and his friend has a lot of little tips and tricks on how to get cheap Wi-Fi using several different devices and maybe paying $5 and $7 and $10 to $12 for each device. So altogether, you kind of use them in tandem. When one starts throttling you, you can jump on another and vice versa. So that's my best, thing for you is to check out that. There's another event going on the same time as RTR that you mentioned in a previous video. So that's Schoolie Palooza, and that's for people who are in schoolies, have an interest in schoolies, thinking about a schoolie, you don't already have to be in any kind of vehicle. So that's Schoolie Palooza, and that's in Ehrenberg. And I would suggest you go on Facebook. They're very heavy on Facebook. Schoolie Palooza, I think it's 2, maybe, or 3. I think this is the 3rd year, so it might be Schoolie Palooza 3, but check it out. There are some Facebook groups for people of color in the van dwelling or the nomad community altogether. One that really the only one that I'm part of on Facebook is African Americans that RV and camp. And while it's predominantly RVers, there are a few van dwellers in the group and show up to the meetups. I'm going to be going to the meetups this spring since I'll be here. And there are people who camp in tents with them. So you've got big Class A's, Class C's, vans, and tents. And we're all African Americans or Black. So that's African Americans that RV and camp. All right, I think that's it, right? No more questions. Let me just do a quick scroll, blah, 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 blah. To all of you who want to email me, my email is crystal@crystalvanner.com. Those that I've already left, I'm saying goodbye to you. Sorry, I didn't see that. Those that just jumped on, you will definitely have to check out the replay to see what you missed. I don't want to make this video too long because I know when you're watching a replay, sometimes it's just like, oh my gosh, this is too much to watch. Anyway, a very happy new year and a happy new decade to everyone. Lots of things going on for me, for you, for the channel. And together we're going to make it happen. I love you guys so much. Thanks for jumping on this chat. I'm going to bed. Good night.